found in all walks of life, as farmers, tailors, seamstresses, factory hands, accountants, doctors, teachers, and small business owners. Some families were wealthy, many more were poor. Many children ended their schooling early to work in a craft or trade. Others looked forward to continuing their education at the university level. Many were descendants of Jews who had settled in Germany for centuries. They were socially integrated and participated in German intellectual, cultural, economic, and political activity. Nevertheless, they were seldom fully accepted as social equals in German society.
Jews fought as national patriots in the armies of the First World War. They were to be found in the opposing trenches on both the Western and Eastern fronts. Jewish soldiers died in the battlefield fighting in the ranks of the Entente armies and as a part of the forces of the Central Powers. In each of these armies, Jews won the highest award for bravery. In the German army, 12,000 Jewish soldiers were killed in action on the battlefield. Jewish life, with its own inner religious and cultural experience and links, was also intertwined with the life of the nations among whom the Jews lived.
Each shtetl had its own recipes, stories, legends, and klezmer tunes. Even Judaism varied. Hasidim thrived in scores of shtetls, with many communities simultaneously supporting several distinct groups of Hasidim. Where there were Hasidim, there were likely Misnagdim, the opponents of Hasidim, who practiced traditional historical Judaism. From different flavors of gefilte fish to different flavors of Judaism, the small market towns of Eastern Europe supported their own identities.
There's a long road of suffering ahead of you, but don't lose courage. You've already escaped the greatest danger, selection. So now, muster your strength and don't lose heart. We shall all see the day of liberation. Have faith in life. Above all else, have faith. Drive out despair, and you will keep death away from yourselves. Hell is not for eternity. And now, a prayer, or rather, a piece of advice. Let there be comradeship among you. We are all brothers, and we are all suffering the same fate. The same smoke floats above all of our heads. Help one another. It is the only way to survive.
I hid the candles in my bag, a collection of rags, actually, in which I occasionally managed to store a crust of bread for some sick friend. There were still 2 days until Shabbos, 2 days of unremitting gloom. But those 2 days seemed infused with the light to come, the light of Shabbos. At last, I understood our Sage's words, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat, remember the Shabbat. Remember it every day. If you come across some delicacy that will not spoil, buy it in honor of the Shabbat. I had no delicacy, no special food for Shabbos, but I had something very valuable indeed, my holy Shabbos candles. Friday came. In my room, 14 Jewish girls had completed the day's work and were preparing to welcome the Shabbos Queen. The room was unfurnished except for a single holding chest and our cots. I placed the Shabbos candles atop the chest. I wanted to give all my friends the opportunity to share in my mitzvah by answering Amen.
They took us deeper and deeper into the woods. We
already knew our fate. Nothing at this point was a surprise. Although it was August, our bare skin huddled against one another's as we neared our graves. Just feet away from the pit, my father suddenly made eye contact with one of the guards. I noticed my father staring, almost squinting at that one particular officer. He recognized him, a childhood friend. My father didn't say anything. He couldn't. Only hope that his friend would spare me. My head hit the ground quite hard from the throw, but the last thing I remember before I blacked out was my little sister hysterically screaming, "Why her? Why her? Why not me?" And when I woke up, they were all gone.
Monsters exist, but they are too few in number to be truly dangerous. Most dangerous are the common men, the functionaries ready to believe and to act without asking questions.
One cannot and must not try to erase the past merely because it does not fit the present. Golden Meaning.
So here I am right now, about 80 years old, coming to the year of 80. I have 2 married children, wonderful children. I have 5 grandchildren and 1 great-grandson. 3 generations born and raised from the ashes of the Holocaust. Today, I'm the happiest man in the world. Just last week, I was thinking, my God, 62 years ago, I came here. A boy of 17 from a different planet into a different planet. And now, these days, after 62 years, I am moving from one apartment to another one. Eliezer Ayalon, Holocaust survivor.
We are alive. We are human, with good and bad in us. That's all we know for sure. We can't create a new species or a new world. That's been done. Now we have to live within those boundaries. What are our choices? We can despair and curse and change nothing. We can choose evil like our enemies have done and create a world based on hate. Or we can try to make things better.
Egyptian, Babylonian, and Persian rose, filled the planet with sound and splendor, then faded to dream stuff and passed away. The Greek and Roman followed, made a vast noise, and they are gone. Other peoples have sprung up and held their torch high for a time, but have burned out, and they sit in twilight now, or have vanished. The Jew saw them all, beat them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decadence, no infirmities of age, no weakening of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert and aggressive mind. All things are mortal but the Jew. All other forces pass, but he remains. What is the secret of his immortality?
The past has brought us pain, humiliation, and darkness, but it doesn't stop us from letting the light shine through.
Shayit